our second one, and I didn't do that.
That's all right. We could tell our ass it's the second one. We could tell them it's the second one. All right, we are live.
We are live. So this has been a great day. It's Father's Day. Um, what did you do for Father's Day?
I went to go see my dad. I drove an hour away. I was supposed to cook for him, and my ovaries wasn't having that. So I stopped and got him some food from this Jamaican restaurant that we like. He never had it, but he had it this time and he tore it up. So it was all was well. He loved it. Loved it so much he ate it and started falling asleep. And that's when I said, okay, I'm about to go.
That was your cue to leave, huh?
Yeah. I needed to anyway because I had to get back here and see you.
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
How was your day?
I didn't have that same pleasure. My father lives in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
So I mailed him a card, which he got on Friday, and then I made him two t-shirts, right? And they're great. My daddy is so basic. He don't do all the fancy colors and stuff. He is just basic. And I made him two great t-shirts and all the little sayings that goes up there, but I did the hashtag girl dad on the back.
oh,
So yeah, he thanked me. He was like, "Oh, thank you for my shirts." And listen, I am a daddy's girl.
oh, you spoiled. Are you the only girl?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you spoiled. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad our dads had a great Father's Day. How are you doing? How have you been since the last time I talked to you?
I have been great. I have just opened the doors for my in-person workshop that I'm going to host on July 13th in Virginia Beach, not at the oceanfront, but in the city, Virginia Beach. And it's going to be exciting. I want it to be intimate, so it's not going to be like an auditorium or really large. I want it to be intimate because I want people to feel the transformation as it's happening. I don't want it to be such a
Yes,
large group and people feel like they get lost. I think for me, I prefer the intimate groups because you get to touch each person individually. You
I do
get
too.
to hold their hand if you need
Yes,
to, and you get to have the
exactly.
individual conversations, where it's warranted. And so that's my goal for the intimate groups. The big ones are good, right? They're good. Um, but I think it just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the same for me. So that's what I'm preparing for. What about
Yes,
you?
I love the intimate groups. Anything I do it intimately.
See, and don't you feel like
Good.
you do
I'm
it intimately?
excited.
Thank you. And when you do it intimately, in your perception, when you're having the intimate groups and you're giving them the transformation or helping them with their transformation, because we can't transform you, right? We can't do it for you, but we can be there to assist, give you the tools and help guide you to that transformation. And do you find that when you're having that moment and you're hosting those intimate groups that you can touch each individual person and they can feel that
Yes,
presence
yes,
that you provide for them, and then
exactly.
they can feel the
Ex-
transformation that they're giving themselves with the tools and the push that we give. So how do you feel about that?
I love that because I think on the receiving end, if it were me, I would want to be in an intimate setting, and the host or the person who's having this event, it will make me feel like they are not, I don't want to use the word catering to, but more paying attention.
There you go.
It's easy to talk to a room full of people. It's very easy to say, do this, and this to a big old crowd. But when you have that, that even if it's brief, that one on one, yes, I'm talking to you, and I get to call you by your name because it's not 30,000 people in a room, it's 10
Yes.
people in a room, and I can say, okay, Keisha, I'm talking to you, and I like that personability to be able to, call that person by name, not call them
Yeah.
out, but say, hey, come on, let's get this. I'm here for you, so they will know. So I love it. I love the internet. That's what I do in my support groups. 10 people or less.
Yeah.
I don't ever have any more than that because I want, that one-on-one time, even if it's for a moment. So yeah, I
Right.
love that. I wish you a very successful event. I know it's gonna be the bomb. I wish I was up there with you in Virginia Beach. I would
Right.
be in that audience too. But you're gonna do
Yeah.
a great
Thank you. Thank
job.
you. You have to come be in the audience, and then we have to hit the beach for a little bit.
Baby, I remember I went to Virginia Beach when I was a kid, and that's when Naughty by Nature kind of first came out, and they were at the beach, and Tretch had autographed my shoulder. And I said, "Oh
Really?
my God, I'm never gonna take a bath again." And as soon as I got home back to Texas, I took a damn shower. I forgot. I
What's that called?
remember
Like
that. I
the
just
Fresh Fest? Was it the Fresh Fest? It was something. It was when
don't
the
get me
festival
wrong.
first started getting started.
It was something, and all I knew, because I'm not from up there. My dad lived up there when I was a kid, so he took me to Virginia Beach, and Naughty by Nature was there, and we were that close to where Treasure got to sign my shoulder. It was over here. Look what his tattoo at. It was right here, and oh my God, I'm never gonna take a bath again. I see how that worked out.
Right. Just look, you forgot all about it and took a shower and it's over.
And when I realized, I was sad when I realized I had washed that autograph off my shoulder. I'm like, I thought the world had ended. I was a kid. I was a kid for real.
Did you get a picture with it? Do the little
No,
pose? No.
no, because they didn't have all of that back then.
They
We
had
didn't.
the Polaroids and the
They
35
had
millimeters.
disposable cameras and all of that stuff. Don't be telling my age on here now. But no, I didn't have no camera. I barely had a pen. My daddy the one had the pen. Who is that? Who are you letting? I say, Daddy, you're a rapper. Because my dad hate rap music. And I keep in mind I was a kid then, but yeah.
That
So what
was
we talking
awesome.
about today, Miss Keisha?
Huh?
So what we talking about today?
So today we had a great sermon today at church, and of course it's Father's Day, so that was the focus. And hold on, I got the scripture. It was
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the 10 Commandments, and we were talking about the fifth one where it says, "Honor thy father and thy mother, and thy days should be longer." Right? And don't get me wrong, I am a believer of that. And as he was talking, you're assuming that, oh, I just gotta honor, and you should. But he did make some points where if there is some violation going on, there's some things happening, okay? There is not honor in that, because you shouldn't be doing that. And I love my pastor because he's such a teacher. He's Pastor D.L. Williams. He is such a teacher more so than a preacher. And as he's talking about it, and I was like, wow. I said, we talk about these things all the time about doing the right thing, but also showing up for ourselves. We talk about boundaries. We talk about leading by example, right? And then we don't always talk about our parents, right? And not that our parents guided us one way or another, but they definitely influenced us as things happened in our lives, good or bad. They definitely influenced us. And then today we were talking about honoring your father. And he was like, listen, you have a seed. Just talking to the men, they have seeds. He said, and God didn't tell you to plant your seed in not good soil, right? But some of these men go out here and be planting all these seeds in all the soils, good or not. And then you make somebody, and then that person is resenting you for whatever the reason is. And he was like, you can't do that. If that man planted that seed and that soil won't good, you still got to honor, because guess what? You're still a part of him. He gave you life. Now, unless he's hurting you, right, and doing all the bad things to you, he's still your dad. That's still your mom, right? And so when we talk about boundaries, put it, talk to me, Shanti. Talk to me. I see the face. Come on.
My mother loves to throw that honor thy mother. She loves to do that. And I don't know what her, like, okay, get me straight. When you hear that, what does that mean? Honor thy mother and thy, what does that mean? Do
To
whatever they
me,
say, no matter if it's right or wrong, or
no ma'am, no ma'am, because we got boundaries. Honoring you is telling you I love you. Honoring you is letting you know I'm here for you. And if I'm able to do whatever you need, I can. But that's not taken away from me and me not be able to take care of myself just to give you. I can't lose myself in you. That's not what that means to me. To me, is honoring you, letting you know how much I love you, letting you know I am here for you, and where I can show up for you, I will and I can. Doesn't mean I'm going to lose myself, give away all of me just to show up for you. That's not what we're here to do, because I got my own life and I got to take care of my own self and I got to live for myself. I'm not here to live for you. I'm not here to live through you. I'm not here to live with you. I'm here to love you and support you.
let me call my mama so she can hear this. Girl, like when we don't do something that when we don't do whatever she didn't ask or whatever, if we do some shit on like she quit, honor thy mother.
That's not what that means.
Ma'am. And I used to honor her in every which way. I used to lose myself. I used to put my needs and feelings and wants to the back burner just to make her happy, because that was most important to me, to see her happy and see her not complain. But once I started my healing journey, boundaries set in, and she don't like that. She don't like the boundaries.
But you know, only she can. She is the only one that can make herself happy. You can't do it. And you showing up for her and giving her and doing things for her.
She needs to hear this.
That's not happiness. You know, you showing up for your mom and doing for your mom every time she, you know, at her beck and call.
Yeah.
Choice, by all means. That if that's your choice, that's your choice.
Yeah, of course, that ain't my choice.
No. What honoring means? Honoring means I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not doing anything to cause any harm to you or your name. I am loving you and I am supporting you. But I too am an adult. And if my adult choices don't align with what you're asking me for today, then I can't show up for you today. But you've got to be okay with that. And you can't be mad at me. You cannot be mad, because you're a grown woman just like I am. Just like our dads are grown. If my dad asks something of me and I can do it, by all means, I am there. And if I can't, I'm like, Daddy, I can't do it today. Or I can't fly up to Columbus tonight. I can't be in Columbus in a couple of days. You know, if I can't, I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
My daddy, like, I'm going to tell you, my mom and my dad. So, quick sidebar. My mom and my dad, I'm the only child that they have together. Mm-hmm. My father has 4 boys and my mother has 2 boys. So I got 6 brothers and I'm the oldest and the only girl.
Oh,
but my parents, huh?
I was like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. Yes. And my parents always got along. And even when they beefed, it wasn't disrespectful. Nobody was calling each other out of each other's name. None of that kind of stuff. Right? So when I became a teenager and people start having babies and then they want to be mad at the baby daddies and doing all the things, I didn't understand the concept of calling him out his name or saying bad things around the child about the other parent and stuff. I didn't understand that. I didn't come from that. My parents never did that. So when I was talking to my friends, I'm like, why would you do that? I mean, you sitting up here saying this about, you know, the dad, and that baby's going to think that that's true. And in her mind, in their minds, they would think that it is true. I said, but that's true for you, but that's not true for that baby. Their relationship is different with their dad than it is with you. How unfair is that for you to take that child's mind and how they feel about their dad to suit you? How unfair is that? You don't know. You don't have no kids. I said, no, but I come from a family whose mom and dad were not together. But they did everything to make everything okay for me. And the one time I heard them argue, I would spend every summer in Columbus, right? I didn't even go to school on the last day of school because sometime in May my dad would pick me up, but I would make it back for the first day of school in Virginia. And one year my daddy decided, you know, he had some bigger kahunas than my mama, and he was in school. And I heard them on the phone, but it wasn't hollering or yelling. I just heard the conversation going back and forward, and for them that was different. They didn't holler and yell and cuss at each other. It was, no, she's going to school here. And I couldn't hear what my mama said because I was in Ohio. And my father was like, no, I said she's going to school here. And knowing my mom, I could imagine what she was saying because my mama's sassy too. She could cuss you out without using a whole lot of profanity. And you'd be like, did you just lay me out? Like, so I could imagine the conversation about what she said, but I heard my father say several times, like, no, I'm not sending her home. No, she's going to school in Columbus. So they went back and forward. And I was like, Daddy, what's going on? And he was like, nothing. Don't worry about it. They never involved me in their tiffs. But I tell you, in 2 days, my mama was in Columbus, Ohio, coming to get me. So I didn't go to school in Columbus that year. But I try to share that with people because of how you feel about an individual. That should not reflect when you're talking about that individual in front of that child.
Yes.
That kid have their own opinion about their father and mother.
Yes.
And you shouldn't sabotage that. And my mom and my dad have never sabotaged our relationships, even when they, wasn't on one accord. They never sabotaged the relationship that I had with either one of them, ever.
Mine neither. That's what I could say. My mama never said anything, but she didn't have nothing bad to say about my dad. My dad's a great guy. And my daddy, he never said anything bad about my mama. So, I have 2 kids and they both have different dads. And, I never said anything bad about either one of them, they daddy, in front of them.
Right. That's the key thing.
And because I wanted them to see for themselves, what kind of, is one thing to be, my boyfriend or my husband, but that's not the same as having a relationship father-daughter,
Yep.
And
I agree.
No matter how I feel about, my baby daddy, I never said anything bad. Whenever the first one, whenever he would lie and tell my baby he was coming to pick her up, she used to get mad at me, thinking it was my fault when he didn't show up. And I took the blame because she was too young to understand. But after a while, I had to tell him, stop telling her that you come and get her. Either you're coming or, just surprise her. Or whenever he would tell me, he quit telling her. He'll tell me, oh, I'm going to come get her this weekend. I would never say, oh, your daddy coming. Never would say it. Because the one time I did, he didn't show up. So I learned my lesson with that first one. So it was much easier with the second one. After we broke up, I wouldn't say anything bad about her. Right. Not in front of her. I don't believe in that. Never have.
Yeah, and I don't understand why people do that, because then you create this resentment for this child.
Yeah.
And towards you, because then they'll begin to resent you and the dad, and they feel like they have no place. And how, and I think that is so bad for a kid, because how does a kid sit here and say, I am loved? My mama talking bad about my daddy not showing up. And then when he come here, he got bad things to say about my mama, and it just becomes this circle. And this child gets into this place, and then everybody want to know why you mad and why you upset. Because she don't know where her place is.
Exactly.
That she's really,
exactly.
And I think that, and I think younger people that have babies at a super young age that may not have matured to the point where when I get mad, I'm not lashing out. Because, when we're young, we quick draw McGraw. We talking smack. We doing all the things, but we're also young. And we're immature, right? So because we're young and we're immature and we are saying all the things, we begin to say things about our spouses. Well, I don't, and you don't, but as a younger person, you begin to say things about your spouse or your baby daddy in front of the kids. But you haven't matured to a point where you shouldn't be doing that. Right? You don't understand the impact that it's going to have on your kid. And a lot of people really don't even care because they're too young to understand. Or they're perpetuating a generational curse because their mama did it, their grandmama did it, their great grandmama did it. So everybody talking about the baby daddies, but all of y'all still having babies by these same type of men.
It's
You're
like
not
you picked them.
right because you didn't have to.
Yeah, you picked them.
So I think boundaries. I think parents should also enforce their boundaries too, where you shouldn't have to bad mouth another parent to make yourself look good.
Please say that again for the people.
For the people, you shouldn't have to bad mouth the other parent to make yourself look good. You
Exactly.
shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't do that. And it's not healthy for the kids. It's not healthy for the people around you, and not just the kids, because you guys got friends, you got family. It's not like the person who you have the child with don't know anybody in your family, right? So they know one person and they know one side of that person. So if that kid finds out, oh, my cousin so and so know my daddy, and they don't have nothing bad to say, but as a mom, you just going in, and vice versa. The daddy going in, but the cousin is friends with the baby mama. It's to me, it's not good and it's not fair for the children. And then we wonder why we think these kids need therapy because we have, and I'm saying we because I'm saying us as mothers, fathers, mother figures, father figures who impact the kids.
Mm-hmm.
We dictate how they handle all of this.
Yeah.
We dictate how they receive all of that. If you're constantly being negative and being mean and being angry, who are you helping? It's not the kid. Then when the child needs therapy, somebody done put in the child's head, you don't need no therapy. You don't need no therapy. Why? You just corrupt this child's brain.
Yeah.
You don't want to get the kid no help because now you're corrupting the boy saying you don't need therapy. Who's gonna help this kid?
Pretty much. You hit the nail on the head with that one. And it's not healthy for anybody though.
No.
It's not healthy for the mom, the dad, the kid, whoever the mama with, whoever the daddy with now. It's like, why?
And why are we angry? And who we should be angry with, we ain't checking. Like, and here we go. Here I go with the politics.
Come on, politics.
I just saw recently they had Donald, right, at a black church. Why are we not rebuking, calling out, and fixing these situations? We as a people, as black people, I don't care who you are, what you're doing, who you vote for. That is a man you should never vote for, if nothing else, because of the color of your skin. Why? Because he ain't checking for you. He don't like you. And at every chance, he is disrespecting you, especially for the color of your skin. Any people of color outside of black people, but people of color, he ain't checking for you either. The only people not checking for is rich white men. He don't respect women, black, yellow, white, green, or purple. He don't respect no man that ain't old and white and rich. He not. But everybody want to be like, he this, he that. He not checking for you. And as soon as he get a chance to say something, he's shutting everything down. He is talking about you, disrespecting you. Like, what's the one that's in your state who he told him his wife was ugly and that his daddy had something to do with JFK's murder? And when y'all had the thing going on and he hopped on the plane to go to the Caribbean.
I have no clue. I don't.
One of y'all politicians. I can't think of his name.
I don't remember his name.
You remember when y'all had that cold, when it got real cold in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
And they was trying to get y'all get everything right, because I think y'all on a different grid as far as electricity and everything.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he hopped on a plane. I don't know where he was going to. I don't know if it was the Bahamas or where, but it wasn't in Texas.
Yeah.
Right? He
was supposed to have been coming to Texas and he beelined it to an island. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Now, how you going to support somebody who's talking about your wife? You're supposed to protect your wife first. You let this man disrespect your wife on a national stage and you want to endorse and support him? That's not what politics is about. Politics is not supposed to be personal. Politics is supposed to be for us voting you in for you to take care of the people, not your personal agendas.
Nah, it's personal agendas these days.
All of them need to go. All of them
Yeah.
need to go. And you know what? And I don't think they even deserve the respect to be voted out. They should be fired. Use his word against him. You are fired.
Okay, and I used to watch that the Apprentice. I used to watch that show religiously. I loved it.
I've only saw the Apprentice.
I used to love that show. I used to take notes and be like, okay, this is what you do. This is what you do. But when he got into being a politician, I liked him then. But when he came to the other side trying to be, in government, then I was like, no, okay, I don't like him. So which one was the best?
Because he don't do good business. He don't do, and I am a fan of being fair and doing good business.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this in a documentary. So if I'm wrong, documentary, let me go find you and quote you. But I'm paraphrasing. In Jersey, he was having these hotels built. And instead of paying these people for the work they did, he'd rather go to court and bankrupt their business and sue them instead of paying them their money.
Are you serious? I believe that. I could believe that.
But why? If somebody provides a service for you, why not pay?
Because everybody wants shit for free, even the rich people.
And they do. And they do. They do. So, right. Listen, we could go on for hours about this, but I just hope that everybody vote. Your ancestors didn't die and fight for you to sit here and be like, my vote don't matter. If your vote didn't matter, these old white people wouldn't be telling you that, oh, it's okay, don't vote, so they can stay in office. They don't want to get out of office. So as long as you don't vote, they get to ride that office and they get their personal agendas and line their pockets, and you get poorer and poorer and poorer. Taxes increase, and then you can't have nothing. And when you go to start a business, ain't nothing there for you to even get started with. And as soon as you make a little money, they don't take it all. Why? Because they don't raise the taxes on the poor and middle class, and then the rich people don't have to pay anything or very little because they know the loopholes. Remember, he said in the press conference, "Oh, I'm smarter than all y'all. I know all the loopholes." I said, "Okay, tell it."
Yeah, but see where he ending up now.
He ain't in jail yet. He ain't in jail yet. And I know some people be like, "Oh, you shouldn't wish jail." I don't wish jail. But I got 3 brothers that have been to jail. They committed a crime. They did the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to do it to my brothers, I think that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Time for him to go.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to see no mugshot. That's nothing to me. That's just
consequences for the action. Yeah.
Show me the conviction and show me that you're checking into the prison. Right? Let me see all of that. Because you can do it to us in a heartbeat. Let me see you go to jail. Because you're convicted of your crimes. I'm just saying.
Make it a televised national event. Hold on, I gotta yell right quick.
Okay.
I got people hollering, "Nanny, I'm finished," in the tub. And then Angela in another room. So I'm hollering, "Angela, I'm coming."
It is awesome. But, I think boundaries are necessary in all aspects of our lives.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, we need to have the boundaries, and we need to create our boundaries. We can't let other people dictate it. Yes.
Right. Number one, you create your own boundaries. And, I tell my clients, when they don't have a clue about what their boundaries are, write it down. What is it you are not willing to tolerate? What's something you've been putting up with that you're now saying, okay, I don't want to put up with that no more? And write it down. Memorize them if you have to. Walk around with that list. You stick to them. Because somebody going to try each and every last one of your boundaries that you set for yourself.
See, and you and I approach it differently, but we on the same page. I tell everybody, all my clients and people that I talk to indirectly, that's just like, let me just talk to you, Miss Keisha. as you're going through, because it's hard to remember things, right? I said, but as things happen to you, what don't make you feel good? Put it in a note in your phone. We got these phones. Put it in a note in this phone.
Okay.
What don't make you feel good? Somebody said something to me real smart today, and I don't like that. That didn't make me feel good. I talked to a supervisor today at work, and I felt disrespected. I talked to my friend today, and she was all off the chain with me today. Or me and my boyfriend having a conversation, or me and my husband, and this and that, and it didn't make me feel good. I didn't feel good about that. Put it in them notes.
Yeah.
Because now, once you've identified it, see, that's why I put a lid on it, right? You got to listen to what's going on. Listen to what's happening to you and identify what does not make you feel good, right? And then define, how is that making me feel? Why is that making me feel this way? And decide how you're going to set those boundaries. We're going to put a lid on it.
Yeah.
And identify, define, and decide. That's what you got to do. And that helps you to set and implement those boundaries. Because if you don't, you're going to be pissed. You're going to be mad. You're going to be angry. And ain't nobody going to be happy because you coming through like the wrath, like,
Yeah, all because you didn't set them boundaries and you keep letting people tap dance on your nerves.
That part.
Because people don't try you. It don't matter how many. If you have one boundary or a million, somebody's going to try it. And it's up to you to be like, no, not today, not right now. No, we don't do that. Something to let them know that this is not okay. Because as long as you're not voicing that this is not okay, they're going to think it's okay. And they're going to keep doing it.
And that's those triggers, boy. Identifying those triggers. You'd be like, what? You remember that cartoon? It's a cartoon where it's a bunch of pets. Or no, it's like animals, right? And you have a dog. And the dog, every time he be talking to somebody doing something and a squirrel rolls by, he's like, squirrel.
Yeah.
See, and I think that's how people get when triggers happening and you set your boundaries, something happens to distract you, squirrel, and you don't implement them. You don't enforce them. And now you're upset. But it's your fault because you didn't implement and you didn't set and implement your boundary. You allowed somebody to come in and violate that. And now you're mad. And now the whole house mad. Or everybody's upset because you're upset. Like we've got to fix that. We've got to find a space and a place to fix that.
But some people are afraid to voice their boundaries because they're afraid that they're going to hurt somebody's feelings. So what?
And we are. But so what are you doing? You're sacrificing yourself
for somebody else
so that their feelings aren't hurt.
Baby, boom. Them days is over. Over. I mean, if you sometimes, I want you to be mindful of how you voice things, but sometimes you just gotta cuss them out. Sometimes you do.
Just let them know where you stand. Just and no is a complete sentence.
No. Yes. No without no explanations. No. Chance you no.
Right.
No.
Can you take me to the store? No.
No.
Can I borrow? No. Can I come get? No. Can you? No. Can you? No. No and no.
No. Yeah, just like my niece last night.
Explanation.
She getting her hair done, and then an hour later, Nana, can I borrow $50? Hell no.
Right.
No.
Right. You just spent $50 on that hair. We could have reallocated that money and did something else besides that hair, if that's what you really wanted.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's set your boundaries and stick to them and don't worry about whose feelings you're hurting.
Right. And I'm not saying be mean and just shut people down, right? I wouldn't say that. But what I will say is put your needs first, right?
Yes.
How can I help you if I haven't helped myself? Exactly. How can I pour into you if my cup is empty? If my cup is empty, what can I give you? Right? So let me keep my cup full. Let me pour a little bit in your cup to help you out here and there, but I can't give you everything I got. I can't give you everything I got.
And
But that's nothing for me.
that's so selfish of someone to even expect you to give them your all.
Yes.
Where does that leave you as a person? It leaves you empty.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we were not put on this earth to be empty and unhappy and miserable and all that other stuff.
No, we were not.
But baby, I wish I would. See, that's
You better come out, right? Let them know.
now I used to be that person that would be, oh, give, but I didn't realize it was taken away from me and my happiness and my wants and my needs. So no,
Right.
I'll listen to what you have to say, but in the end, I'm gonna make the decision that's best for me. And you might not like it.
That's right. And see, and they should be making the decision that's best for them, whatever that may be. They need to make that decision. And you can't make the decision that's best for you, Shanti, based on what Keisha want to need. I can't make the decision that's best for me based on what Shanti want to need. We can't do that.
No.
Our wants are different. Our needs are different. What we got going on in our lives are different, right? Like, for example, I'm going to give a visual. Between you and I, who going to the hair salon to get it done?
Not right? Me.
Our wants and needs are so different, right? But ideally, you would be the one to go to the hair salon because you got the hair going on. Me, I might hit a barber. See, that's what I was trying to say with our wants and needs being different. You may go to the beauty salon, and I'm going to the barbershop, right? Mm-hmm. We might be both women. We might be both nurturers. We may love our family so much, but there are so many variances and differences there. Hair salon for you, barbershop for me. And I think because people don't realize that there's such a difference in all of us, respect it.
Exactly.
Respect it.
Quit trying to fix people.
Yeah. I don't do that no more.
Fix yourself.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that
yourself. Stop trying to fix people.
Yeah, and you can't. People pleasing and people fixing are two things everybody needs to stay away from. You can only control yourself. If you want disappointment, and trust me when I tell you it'll be disappointing every time, is when you're people pleasing and when you're people fixing. Stop.
Ooh, baby.
You're going to be disappointed because they're not going to do what you want.
No, they're not.
They're going to do what they want, when and how they want to do it, and you're going to be upset, angry, and mad. You giving and giving and giving and giving. They taking. You saying all the things, and as long as it's working for them, it's all good. When it no longer serves them and you still talking, they gone.
About their married business with whatever it is you gave them.
You mad and you hurt. And why? You shouldn't have gave it all to them.
Yeah. Oh, baby, I've been there and done that. Even with the kids, And that was a lesson I had to learn, And then how many times you keep doing the same thing, and it's like you keep getting burned, but you keep putting your hand over that fire.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's like they don't learn from that, and they continue to touch that fire. It's almost like they think the flame is different this time. Each time the flame is different. No. It might be hotter. It might be taller, but it's still going to burn you regardless.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why you never learn your lesson.
Yeah. I ain't got to be burned but once.
Right.
Matter of fact, I don't really have to be burned that time because from other people. I learn from other people decisions. I won't call it mistakes because it may not have been a mistake. It just may not have been something that I would have done. But I learned from other people's decisions, right? Like when I was in high school, a lot of my friends or girls that I knew were having babies, right? But I was the only one that had the long time boyfriend who I had known since I was in middle school, and we started dating in high school up until my early 20s, right? But all these girls having babies. My mother said to me, I ain't raising no babies. I ain't getting up in the middle of the night. I ain't doing no feeding. I ain't doing no changing. So don't bring no babies in my house. I was like, okay. Ain't no babies in the house.
All I had to tell you one time, and you saw it and what was around you.
Yes. And some of them, their situations ended up turning out really well. Some of them, it did not. It was rough. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to be a part of that group. No, thank you.
See, and if I would have, I thought I was the only pregnant girl in school back then. That's because they hid them in the pregnant girl class. So nobody ever saw these pregnant girls. If I would have seen that around me, I probably wouldn't have had no kid.
Right.
Because no, that was not what was up being in 8th grade pregnant. So, but again, I didn't see nobody else around there pregnant but me until I went to the school nurse to let her know. And she said, "Oh, okay, we're going to change your schedule," and brought me back to the pregnant girl class. That's where you bitches at.
See, and they didn't do that in my high school. You went to class with everybody else. So as we was going to class, I see them hurting and in pain, see them trying to sit at the desk, so they had to accommodate the chair to push up to the desk and not the ones where you slide in. Because
that's the ones we had. I had to sit sideways, girl. I had to sit sideways. I had got so big, and then the teacher was trying to write me up for not sitting under the desk right. And this girl said, "Can't you see she's pregnant?"
So the teacher was slow.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, but it's all about. See, I learned my lesson because I didn't have my second one until 10 years later.
Oh, see, I didn't have any then. I don't have any now. I am the eldest, the only girl, 6 brothers, and I have 13 nieces and nephews.
God bless you. Because if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have none. None. Because it was never, I'm telling you, I used to always say, I ain't having no kids. I ain't never getting married. I ain't never doing this. 2 kids, married twice.
I said I would never have any kids. I said that if I ever got married, he would be a little bit older than me. He will already have his kids, so that way he don't have to ask me for no kids.
And that's right.
And we would just travel. We would make money and travel.
That's the life right there.
One of babies. I didn't mind being a stepmama though. I was okay with it.
That's different. That's different.
With being a stepmama, I was okay with being an auntie, but I just didn't want to have any of my own. Do other things. I wanted to do other things.
Oh, baby, you and me both. But
And so I set my boundary. My godmother tell me to this day, she said, "Keisha, you don't remember that day we sat on the porch?" She said, "You were about 7 years old. We lived in an apartment complex, and it was like a U shape. So we lived on one end, and then on the other end of the U, my godmom lived there. And so I would just walk over to her house and just sit on the porch. And she said, you were about 7 years old. And I'm like, what you gonna be when you get grown? I'm like, a lawyer. She's like, oh, you gonna get married and have kids? And I was like, I ain't having no kids. I said, my husband gonna already have kids. And she was like, what? Right? And so she talks to me now and we laugh about it. She said, you were so sure about what you wanted at such a young age. She said, which most kids are. She said, but I've never met another kid who said what she wanted to do and did it. Now, life challenges got in the way.
Of course.
So I didn't become the lawyer, right? But, I do have a degree under my belt, interdisciplinary studies, which allows me to be able to communicate and help people, and also I am a certified life coach. So I went into a different direction of helping people as opposed to being in a courtroom helping people.
All right.
Right. Get a whole resume.
Okay, come on, spill it out. Shit. I know one thing I never intended. I knew I was gonna be in business, some type of business woman, but I just didn't know what business, and it damn sure wasn't helping people. It wasn't. Because I used to be like, I don't like people. I ain't trying to talk to nobody, and da-da-da-da. And look where I am now. And I love what I do.
I love seeing. So question for you. When you are in your small groups and you're coaching and helping people, what is the moment that you like, this is what I like to do. You know, like what happens in the transformation in your class? What happens? What do you see? Is it something that, you know, a student does or says, and you be like, I knew this is what I was supposed to be doing?
Yes, especially when I host a support group every Wednesday. So every Wednesday is a different topic, and this last sometimes I'll get regulars who come every Wednesday, and then I have regulars, and they might miss a day, you know, and they'll be like, "Oh, Shanti, I'm sorry, I can't make it today. I gotta work." And that's one because like, oh, they want to come to my class. And the other one is when that person who came from day one, the first day, they don't ever talk. They observe.
Okay.
And then the next time they observe, they might say a little something. But then the next class, it's like their whole energy changes. And I have to tell them, you know, you have grown since the first time you came to my class. Because you was all crying and wasn't saying nothing, but now you look different. You're talking different, and you're participating. But I know, baby, we was talking about mama trauma last Wednesday, and we all was in there crying.
Oh,
We all, 'cause, you know, I shared too, but it wasn't like it was a release. A lot of them, it was their first time in a class, and they were talking. Oh, and when somebody says, because I have them introduce themselves, and so a couple of them said, "Well, you were recommended." I was in another group, and someone said, "You need to go to Shanti's group on Wednesdays." Like, oh, that makes me feel so good. And every time we talk, it doesn't matter who's in a room. I just get this feeling over me, like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like, yes, I'm helping this person. Yes, I'm helping them to see things differently. Yes, I'm helping them to release. Like one lady, that was her first time in my class. And she was really, really quiet. And I always say, this is a safe space. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. But I'm going to check on you.
right.
And one lady, she had the camera so hidden that you could just see this part of her.
Wow.
And so I called her by name. Hey, I'm just checking on you. You know, I can barely see your face. You're really quiet. I'm not forcing you to talk, but just tell me that you're okay. And she told me she was okay. And she started crying and telling me her story. And I'm like, oh, it's okay.
See,
I
yeah,
love it. I
that,
love when they open up.
yeah.
I love that. And
See,
it
and
is rare that I get an open upper on the first try. And I wasn't even trying to get her open up. I was just making sure she was okay because of what we were talking about.
yeah,
Everybody was talking about their mama trauma, and I share too. So I think that is a way that makes everyone comfortable. So I'm not
absolutely
just sitting here taking notes and oh, I'm sharing too because I got it too.
right.
But that it makes me feel anytime I talk about, you know, anything regarding mental health, anything regarding journaling, like what we're doing now. I
Mhm.
did not want, I almost canceled on your ass today. But I
Did
said,
you?
yes, because my ovaries are tap dancing everywhere and I just want to go to bed. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that because somebody needs to hear what we are saying.
I,
And like now, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I didn't cancel.
me too.
But yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
And how do you feel when you're in one of your sessions and you see somebody get that aha, like, oh, that's it. Tell me, how do you react and how does that make you feel when you see that?
On the inside, I'd be like, damn, I really do know what I'm doing. Because sometimes I don't be thinking, I know, I'm like, shit, are they listening to me? Am I saying this right? Am I sounding too ghetto? Or, you know, because I just be talking. I don't do that formal stuff.
Right.
And or I'll crack a joke or something. And but when that change that they get, or oh, I never thought about it this way, that makes me feel good to know that I'm able to show somebody a different way of looking at things instead of the way they're used to looking at it, one-sided. You know, look at it from the other side. Look at it this way. Turn that negative into a positive. Because there's always something, you know, we always start off with gratitude. What you're grateful for. I don't care what you're going through. You gotta be grateful for something.
Right. Even if it's being here. right?
Yeah,
God woke you up today.
exactly. So that makes me feel good to see a person who and they always leave a review. So I get because I really never know how they feel until I see the review. And
Okay.
they just, yes, I'm coming back next week. I'm coming back next week. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for showing me a different way of looking at things. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. Because before the group, I pray. I'm like, Lord, let me say what I need to say. Let me, touch who I need to touch. Don't let me say nothing crazy. Because, sometimes I could just be, and girl, we're being a cussing, crying, laughing, and everything else. But they get the point. They come to get what they came to get, and I give it to them. I make sure that I show up. And if there's a time when I can't show up mentally, like I don't need to be spreading this energy to nobody, I'll cancel the class.
Okay. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that because you
yeah, and
have
I've done
people
that
that will
twice.
show up anyway. And
Hmm.
if you're not giving people what they need, you shouldn't be there. Canceling is not a bad thing
No,
because you're protecting them from something. Because somebody could say something that triggers whatever the problem is, and then you're not pouring into them the way you should. I love that. To
yeah,
me, that is such a grown up decision to make, as opposed to say, "Nah, I'm gonna show up anyway." No, no. If it ain't the time, then that ain't what you're supposed to do.
yes, yes. And I've done so far. I've done it. I started holding classes in March. I've only done it twice so far. But it's like, baby, if I show up to this thing, I am not gonna be a ball of good energy. So let me go on and cancel it. Because I was like, wow, yeah, at this point. I was like, and of course, these people ain't done me nothing. They come in for me to, feed them. But yeah, if my energy off, I cancel it. Interviews too. Same thing. I canceled an interview last Friday. This past Friday. Yeah, I'm like, oh girl, I can't come. Let's reschedule.
Listen, you do what you have to protect your mental. Because
Yeah.
if not, you're gonna get so frustrated and get so angry and then start lashing out to people who don't deserve it, who didn't even ask for it or haven't earned that lashing, right? But because you're mad and you're angry, and that's where we not only do we set boundaries with people, we also have to set boundaries with ourselves, which
Yes.
is absolutely what you've done when you said no, the energy not good, let me cancel. You
Hmm.
have those boundaries within you, and I think that's awesome.
I tell people that I still work a 9 to 5, and when people, I should have known something, because even before I became a coach, people would come in my office and talk to me. I'm like, take PTO, take your day off.
Right.
Why you ain't taking no days off? Take a vacation. You ain't. Some people think because they don't have any trip plan that they shouldn't take their time off. No, you earned your time off.
And
Whether you just, yeah, and you take your time off, even if you're sitting at home. You ain't up here letting people get on your nerves. Take your time off. People are always taking time off now. I'm like, you earned that. Take that shit. Take your time off.
they should. But I
Yeah.
think also when they start making it mental health days instead of just paid time off, vacation, and sick, they're implementing mental health days. So people are
Yeah.
like, hold on. Oh, I need me a mental health day. I'm taking off today. I ain't got nothing planned. I ain't got no trip to go on. Nothing.
Exactly.
But I'm
No
taking
doctor's appointment, no nothing. I just don't feel like it. And
right.
you have a right to that. They started implementing mental health days at my job. So think I don't take mine?
Listen, I gotta send you this meme that someone sent to me. It's called Sick of This. The girl called in to work, and the way they said it, she said she's sick of this. Hold on, I gotta see if I can find this so you can see it. She's I was like sick of this. And once you finish reading it, you be like, wait a minute now. Hold on, I'm about to send it to you. I know we're about to wrap up, but I want you to see this. Okay, let me know if you got it on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Take 60 seconds and take a look at this.
I can't come in today.
Oh,
I'm looking at it now.
I'm gonna put it up here so the people can see it.
With sickness disease.
Sick of this.
Sick of this bullshit.
I know that's right. Let me share this shit.
Listen, someone sent that to me. I said, that's right. Sick of it.
Yeah.
And I think people get so lost and so obligated to, like with the 9 to 5, so lost and so obligated to always have to show up because they make you feel like you need to be there. They make you feel like you can't take a day off. They make you feel like you're required to show up for all the things, but all the while they taking off. All the while they taking the vacation days, the mental health
Going
days.
to Europe and Switzerland, and all you want to do is stay home and stay in the bed. Do that shit.
As you
Do
should.
that.
I
Yeah.
think we all deserve that. We all
Exactly.
deserve. I think we should get at least one of those a quarter. It shouldn't be counted for PTO. Shouldn't be counted for
Right.
sick days. It shouldn't be counted for none of those days. It should be 4 mental health days a year, one per quarter, taken whenever you feel the need.
Yes.
You know,
I
because
agree.
it is a business and you still got to run and you still got to do all the things. And I get that. But I think 4 mental health days a year should be warranted.
And for entrepreneurs, business owners,
Yeah.
I take a damn day off.
Right.
If you can't take a day or 2 or 3 or a week, delegate.
Yep. You have to.
Delegate. Put somebody else in charge for a week. You know, you can't be good to your business if you're not good to yourself.
Nope. And in addition to delegating, automation. Automation. Get it
Yes,
together and put it out there.
absolutely. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and people could. And I think, but some people that I've met that are entrepreneurs, their company becomes their baby.
It
And
is.
they don't know how to release. And I'm like, well, if it was a real child, you'll let them go.
Mama, can you babysit for a couple of hours?
Right.
Or right now, I'm about to go to the store. I'll be back and come back 3-4 hours later.
Yes.
I don't even know who Rodney is, but I'm just talking. It's okay. Oh,
Yes.
it's okay to close for one day. I see a lot of business owners on my social media feed say we'll be closed from this day to this day. That's perfectly okay. You can still order.
Yeah.
You just get your stuff when I get back to process it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I need to practice what I just preached because sometimes I begin like, oh my God, I don't feel like this. And that's because I haven't taken a day off. I work every day, 7 days a week. So I'm going to be taking me a mental health day
And you should.
from the job, from all of the jobs.
Yes. And we have to. And like you said, people think you have to take a day off because you got something planned. Your plan can be what you say, stay in the bed all day.
Stay in the bed and make bed angels.
Right.
If that's what you choose.
Right. I mean, resting is great. Resting is needed. You can't replenish if you haven't rested.
Exactly.
You know, you can't go like the Energizer Bunny.
No, that's not realistic. We're human. We need to rest. We need to eat. We need to sleep. We need to move our bodies.
Yep.
We definitely need to rest. And, you know, melatonin is your friend. If melatonin doesn't work, ask your doctor for something to help you go to sleep.
Yeah. Yep. Or just, you know what, even if sleeping isn't your thing, because some people don't have a problem with sleeping. They just have a problem with resting.
Mm-hmm. I always feel like they have to be doing something.
Yeah.
Sit down somewhere. Just sit down.
Right. They like, if I'm watching TV, I'm being unproductive. Okay, if you take 1, 2, 3 hours a week to just sit and watch TV because you want to just rest and digress. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Some people be feeling guilty.
Yeah.
They be feeling guilty about doing stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's not. Because you will find out when you rest and replenish that you will be even more productive than what you were before.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love talking to you, Keisha.
I love talking. Conversation's going.
All right. So we're going to wrap up. So tell the people where they can find you, Miss Keisha Mason Campbell.
Yes. I am on Facebook and Instagram, Natural Journey to Take, and also Keisha Mason Campbell on Facebook and LinkedIn. And also you can go to www.keishamacon.com KeishaMacyCampbell.com or www.notyourjourneytotake.com. And I am also hosting my first in-person workshop because the pandemic has been something. So we've been doing it virtually, but we're doing the first in-person workshop. You can go to www.prioritizemeworkshop.com and get your tickets. And listen, I look forward to seeing you there. So don't meet me there, beat me there so I can see you there. Have a super fantastic night. And thank you so much for joining us. Well, Shanti,
send me that flyer for that so I can post it to my social media.
I will.
Send it to me so I can share with my people. Don't be surprised if you see me in Virginia Beach. Just
right, and then we have to hit the beach afterwards.
Have a who?
I said we have to hit the beach afterwards.
Baby, I got my bikini ready. What you talking about? Let's go. Let's go. I got mine ready, baby. I ain't been able to wear a bikini in forever. I'm grown. I'm grown. We wearing bikinis this year.
Okay. I love it. All right, Shanti, let's talk to the people. Tell them about you.
I'm Shanti Refuge. I'm a certified mental health coach, mental health advocate, keynote speaker, author, and you can find me on shantirefuge.com. I am Shanti Refuge Journals on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, on LinkedIn. I'm Shanti Refuge. And I help you to live your best life with guided journaling. So if you don't know what that is, come and see me. You'll know what it is, and you're going to live by it, and you're going to be living because you're releasing all that stuff that you've been holding on to that you need to let the hell go of. I was able to do it. Now I'm showing all y'all how to do it. So let's go.
And people need that. They hold on tight to all the things. But don't get fed.
Absolutely. That's right. Yes. You got to release that old stuff so you can receive this new stuff, new and better and bigger. And you can be like, who is this? It's me. And yes, improve me. We don't want you to go back to the old you. We want a new and improved you.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Keisha. I always enjoy talking to you, honey. Don't forget to send me your flyer so I can share it out to the people.
I got you. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to ours next month because this is our summer series.
Yes, this is our
third Sunday every month, all summer long. Shanti and Keisha.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.